Hi students, this is Miss Whitaker. This is my video taking the place of our Google Meets. If you are not able to make it today, our Google Meets is going to be every Wednesday, and first period will always start at 10 o'clock, and then every period after that will be the next hour. So second period is 11, third period is noon, fourth period is 1, sixth period is 2, and seventh period is 3. So they won't last an hour, but they're about probably 30 minutes. But it's a way for us to catch up, make sure we're on the same page, and I can go over any missing assignments with people that are missing things. So that's the first thing I'm going to start with. I have a picture that you probably see on my screen, and I'm going to be doing some screen review with you to talk about some things in your Google Classroom. But one thing that's important is I need you guys to keep up on your work. Okay, I put, and that's what I want to talk about today, right now, is to do with your work. Is I've been posting this week. I don't know if you noticed. I'm gonna scroll down here, and I'm going to let me get this bigger. Okay, I'm going to show you when you go to your classwork. I'm on classwork here, and let's just talk. Well, I'll come back up to slides in a minute. But the first thing you do is you look here and you look to see if there's any important information that you need to know. Like right here, this is a draft because I'm about to insert this video to talk about the Google Meets, and this will be located right here under important info at the top. But you always want to look and see, is there something new that I have not read here? That's the first thing you're going to do. Second, once you're like, oh, I've read all this stuff, I've already turned this in, I understand everything, then you move on. I will warn you that every Monday there will be a must-read information, and there's going to be a weekly plan, Google Doc. So what you'll do is you'll open that, and so I see my first period, I've only had 3 people. Well, actually more people turned it in. That's just 3 new people. But you open it up, and it talks about the weekly plan for that week. So you want to make sure every Monday that you read through all of this so you know what's going on. And you can see on Wednesday it talks about our Google Meets. It says it's a participation grade. One of the 3 options must be done to receive credit. You must meet on the given time. If not meet during that given time, please let me know to schedule a different time. Or you can watch the video that we're doing right now, and then you can fill out the Google form attached to receive the credit. And then it talks about Thursday, you do your normal thing, you have a lesson, and then Friday is your assessment. Every Friday there will be a gym kit at 10 o'clock or 11. I think I'm going to do 2 different times, so that way if you miss the 10 o'clock, you can still do 11. But what is the purpose of this gym kit? The gym kit is to kind of give you practice questions and review before you take your assessment. I know a lot of you are taking your assessments in advance and you're not doing well. I suggest you do the gym kit, then do your assessment. But about the weekly plan, make sure that you open this up every single Monday and you go through and you read it. You can also print it if you would like to. So right now I can see that I have a couple people on the weekly plan. Carter Wood is reading it and Colin, so good job. Anyway, so I'm going to X off of this. Going back to your Google Classroom, so you check everything here. Nothing new. You move on. You do your attendance. You guys have got, Ms. Simpson and I were talking about this, you've got to pay attention to the date, whatever date you're on, and that's what you're going to. So today is Wednesday. You don't have a attendance question for today. Why? Because we're doing a Google Meet instead. But let's pretend it's Thursday. So if it's Thursday, you click on the Thursday's date. Make sure there's other Thursdays, so make sure it's the correct date. You answer that question, boom, you're done with that, turn it in, go to the next thing. Again, go to that day's date. Click on it, watch the video, okay? I click on it, here's my video about multiplying fractions. Watch it, get done with that, move to the next thing. Do the practice, but make sure, again, you're going to the same date. Then you can do the practice questions, and if you have not noticed this, these questions are pretty much the same questions on your assessment or your Google Form quiz. So make sure you would probably might want to do a few of these. After you finish that, you go down to the Google Form quiz, go to the same date that you've been doing everything else on, and you take the quiz, okay? So that's all you pretty much have to do. Periodically look down here, see if I'm caught up to the right quick pick pages. I'm not so worried about this. Just, make sure that you're not falling too far behind. We will grade these when we return, but now that we're not returning, just keep working on them. We might have you do it. We'll probably have like a drop-off day of work. So that'd be something that you could drop off or mail in. So anyway, that is how you work in a Google Classroom. A lot of you are not doing this. The number one thing I'm seeing you guys do is, I know if you're making a 30, a 40, or even a 50 on those Google Form quizzes, you're skipping the video, you're skipping the fun practice, and you're going straight to the Google Form quiz. Not a good idea. Okay, you need to at least do the video or the fun practice, either one. I suggest both before you take the Google Form quiz. Okay, the other thing I want to talk about. This week, if you notice, everything is posted for due April 24th. Okay, everything for this week. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. I have not posted the assessment. I am posting them all due for Friday. Why is that? Because that way, if you have something going on another day, I'm just letting you know you have until Friday to do that. Does that mean you should wait till Friday and do all of these Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, plus I'm going to be posting here on Friday your assessment to do. You're going to have 4 different things to do. You are not going to do a good job if you spend Friday doing all 4 things. Okay? So please, please, please pace yourself. Just because I put due April 24th does not mean that's when you do them. No, it just means I want them all done by then. Okay? So if I want them all done by then, that means you probably need to do Mondays on Mondays, and you probably need to do Tuesdays on Tuesdays, and you probably need to do Thursdays on Thursdays. Yes, there are times that things are coming up and whatever, and yes, that can change a little bit for you depending on your schedule, but I would most likely try to keep to the day that is on the assignment. Okay? That was the thing I wanted to discuss. So I talked about assignment due dates. I talked about the order that you're supposed to follow when you do your assignments each day or get on each day. Interims. Interims is a biggie. Interims are going to be sent home to, I think, tomorrow. Today is our deadlines that we have to have all grades caught up in there. So if you are not caught up on your grades, please make sure that you catch up on everything. And what do I mean by that? I've been sending messages. I send emails to you. If you guys do not know this, for example, this is what I do. If, let's say, it gets to be Friday, or let's just go back to Friday's assessment, last Friday's assessment. As you can see, when this pops up on my screen, 1 has turned it in. I have 2 that still have not done it. Okay, I see that Janaris has done it, and I see that Jaden and Sophia have not. So what happens at this point is I click Import Grades, and Janaris' grade will pop up here that she took from her test. Okay, you have to complete the test in order for the grade to import in here. If it says missing, that means you might, some people have turned it in, but never actually took the test. So when I click Import Grades, nothing will be here beside the 100. It'll be like blank out of 100. So I'm not going to import the grade for you all to see Janaris' grades, but I am going to show you what happens. So for these people that have not done it, which is one is my daughter, but she doesn't really count, what I do is I click this, okay, and I click this email button, okay, and it pops. See, I clicked assigned, and then I click email, and what happens is the email pops up, and it generates me to send you an email. And it tells you what the assignment is at the top, okay, and I'll put usually right here, please complete the above assignment, okay, and then I click send. So you should be looking in your email each day to see if you have emails, okay? How do you check to see if you have emails, okay? All you got to do is always go to your 9 squares, go to the Gmail button, right here, the application, go to Gmail, and all your email will be there. You can do that anytime when you're in a Google Classroom, okay? So you should be looking in there to see if you have any emails from me that you haven't done something. Okay, let's go here. Whoops. Let's go back to period 1, okay, and classwork. And so if it was me, what I would be doing is also pay attention. There's a button called View More here. I think some of you guys think it stops right there at Wednesday 3:18. No, you want to click View More. Every single thing we've done this whole time we've been off is right here. If it was me, I would just be clicking on each one of these And if you click on it and then click on the Google form, if it says you've already submitted, then you've done it. If the form shows back up, then that means you never did it. Okay? I would click on Thursdays, do the same thing. Okay? Click on Wednesdays, do the same thing. I would go through each and every single one of these to make sure have I turned them all in, because these are where your grades come from. Okay? And so a lot of you are missing a lot of grades. And so those interims are going out Wednesday at midnight. They're producing the reports, and so then they'll be sent to your parents. I don't know if they're going to send them through email. I don't know if they're going to send them through a way for them to get it through Remind, or if they're going to mail them. Okay? So please make sure you have all of these things completed. The only other thing you had to do, and you're going to notice there's a week missing. If you look at all these dates, there's going to be a week missing. It's the week of April, I think 6th through the 9th. And that's when we had like Good Friday, and you had off that Friday. So there was only 4 days that week. And you guys had a slide project. That slide project is not here in the Google Form quizzes, the daily grade. It is not in here. The slide project is up here where it says important info check daily. This is your slide project right here. Monday, 4-5 through 4-9 project. And then this is where we had, you had to click on the view assignment, and you had the 3 attachments. Okay, your 3 attachments. So if you are someone that has not done a slide project, you had your sample slide that you worked in. This is where you put in all your information, and then you clicked turned in. You don't do anything with the rubric. That's for me. This right here where it says Google Slide Project or Poster Board, that was if you were doing a paper packet. This is where it tells you all your information and what needs to be on each slide. This is where you get all the things of how to do it, and then you put it in here. This is your copy. Okay, and then you click turn at the top when you're done, and then that's how I get it. And I'm still working on grading those. So I've gotten through about half of you guys. So if you have not gotten yours returned, you're one of those half I have not done, and I'm trying to get them done a little bit each day. But I have 140 of them to go through, so it takes me a while. Other things, Honor Society. If you got into Honor Society, please make sure that you do not let this 9 weeks of not doing any work lower your GPA, because if your GPA drops below a 3.5, I believe that you go on probation. So please make sure you do not let that happen if you are in Honor Society. Yes, we have not had the induction yet, but we will. We'll probably have to have it when we return at the beginning of next year, which it'll be great. Don't worry. Next week we'll be working on probably the same thing. I'm probably not going to do a slide project next week. I asked some students about last Wednesday when we did the meets. I will probably not do another slide project, or it may not even be a slide project. A project type thing probably will not be happening until the next week. So next week, expect same as you got this week. It should be exactly the same. I don't know which things I'm going to do. I know I'm going to do something with box plots. I saw a cool little TikTok with box plots. I thought it'd be cool to show on here during your video thing. And so I know we'll be doing some box plots next week. And we might be doing some mean, medium, mode. No, we've already done that, I think. I don't know if we have or not, actually. But again, I will be hitting on things that we have not done. So, but definitely box plots, look for that next week. So next week will be just like this week, but then the next week is when I want to do a project again, because I like to try to break it up a little bit. I think that's all that I was going to discuss in our Google Meets. So if you're watching this video, please go to the Google form or the Google document, fill it out, and then turn it back in so you can receive credit for today. Thank you so much. Have a great afternoon.